Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show y'all what I use my brain dump journal for. And I kind of started this by accident, and then I found out later what a brain dump journal is. But basically it's where you dump everything that's in your brain. It's kind of self-explanatory, but not really, because there's a long list of things you could put in a journal like that, right? Because that's basically everything you think about. But I want to show you what I use mine for and kind of give you an idea if maybe this is something you want to try out and you're not sure of what you would use it for or how you would use it. And yeah, so I'm just going to start, and I want to start with my new one because I did make a list in here, and I want to talk to you a little bit about the setup, because I know that in one of my previous videos I showed you my haul from Michael's, and I got to show you the binder here that I got, or the cover for the mini Happy Notes. I think that's what they're called, the Happy Note Mini. And then, yes, it's the mini Happy Planner. So I got this cover for really cheap at Michael's, and I thought it would be perfect because I had one of these at home and I had a planner. And so what I did was I took all the empty pages that were in my old journal. So it's kind of thin, see, extra pages that were in here, and I took them out and I put them in my new one. I also got really cheap a pack that had these in them, the sticky notes and the bookmark, this folder, and then some papers. So I kind of combined stuff. This was a planner, and all I did there was I took the planner part out. See, this is a planner for 2020, and I took the planner part out, and I think I still might use the dividers and just put something on the backs of them, because the backs have the calendar on them, but they're still good to use. I might DIY it and put some stuff on the back of those, but for now I'm just going to sit it to the side. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it yet, but I took the planner part out, and so I was left with the cover here and then the rings. And these are the good rings. These are the deluxe ones. There are ones that are metal, and then there's some like this that are plastic. But the metal rings are a little bit better than the plastic ones. So I used the cover for the old calendar, excuse me, the old planner. And my setup here is I just put a couple of the Project Life cards that I had in case I want to put them in here. I might put some more journaling cards in here because I do like using journaling cards in my brain dump journal. And then I just put a big Project Life card that says my happy place, and here we go. So I don't do the Project Life memory keeping, but I like them as journaling cards, and I like to send them to people in Happy Mail. So I kind of like getting the Project Life cards. Anyways, I took this out of my old brain dump journal. It was just one of those clear cut, from one of the clear cut pads, I think from Illustrated Faith. And I cut it down to size for the planner, and I kind of rounded the edges so they wouldn't be sharp. And yeah, it says all the good stuff comes from God. So then I have my sticky notes in here, a bookmark, and then I just stuck another Project Life card in here. It says, let's get creative. And this folder is actually like the perfect size for a Project Life card. And then I put my new folder from the new pack that I got in here. So in here, I took the dividers out of my old one and I put them in here. So there's 3 dividers. I didn't really divide it up into sections. I kind of just like having them in there because I like how they look. And this book is just kind of an unorganized mess. So this is not something like I want really organized. It's just literally something to write stuff down in. And I will show you my old one in a second. But here is some ideas that I just wrote down for brain dump notes. So basically any kind of lists that you can possibly think of, I will put in my brain dump journal. So grocery lists, ideas for journals, ideas like when I have to do dividers for different journals or plan out stuff, and I'll show you that in a minute for my prayer binder. But then like ideas for my videos, ideas for blog posts, DIY project supply lists, books to read, and etc. So any kind of list that you can make, I would put in here. If I'm out and I hear a quote on the radio or the podcast, or I hear song lyrics or a scripture I want to write down, I will jot them down real quick. Tackle lists. Tackle lists are like things that I know that I need to get done. That's a good one to use, and I do that a lot because if I'm thinking about everything that needs to get done when I'm trying to do other things, like say that I'm trying to have quiet time with the Lord, I don't want to be thinking about I've got to do the dishes and I've got to straighten the laundry area, or I've got to wipe down the bathroom, I've got to go get Rainy from work. Like all that stuff I will write down before I go into my quiet time so that I'm not thinking about that. Or like before I go to bed, I don't want to be laying in bed thinking about what am I doing the next day. And I do have a planner that I'm going to use and write down my to-do list. But let's say my planner is in this room and I go to sleep and I'm laying down, I'm like, oh, I forgot to put that on my to-do list. I'm not going to get up out of bed to go put something in my planner. This comes to the bedroom with me. So if I have something I need to jot down real quick, I can just jot it down. And actually, there's another thing I could write on here. So, dreams. So if I have a dream and I don't want to forget like what it was about, if God shows me a dream or something happens in my dream I don't want to forget, I can write my dream in here. So, and another thing, sorry this is all over the place, y'all, but this book is the one that I take everywhere. This is the planner, quote unquote, that I take everywhere. Journal, planner, whatever. Because this is basically everything that's all jumbled up in my brain that needs to go into other journals or other planners goes into here first. So this is like my pre-planning planner for me to just get out whatever I need to get out in the initial stages, if that makes sense. So when I'm out and about, this is what I take. I don't take my household planner, I don't take my prayer journal, I don't take my what other journals do I have? I don't take my bullet journal that's for my mental health and wellness, I don't take my devotional journal or my art journal or whatever. This is what I take out with me. So literally everything I want to put in my other journals initially will go in here, unless I'm sitting in my art room, my art studio, and I can reach my other journals. But you know what I mean. If I'm out and about, I can write it down for later. And that way too, I won't forget it. And then what else do we have on here? I have a pen test page, which I actually showed y'all in another video. I started it in here. So when I did my Dollar Tree haul video, y'all saw me start my pen testing page. And that's what I use this for. Say I get a new pen and I want to try it out, I'll just write it on there. So I also do washi extras, and what I mean is if I'm using washi tape in anything like Bible journaling, if I'm using it for pen paling and I have a little strip left over, I'll put it in here. So project ideas can go in here, notes for my planner, like if I'm out and I want to put something in my planner when I get home, if someone calls me up and says, hey, can you meet me at such and such date, I can jot that down. My mood and emotions I can jot down to put in my bullet journal at the end of the day. Prayers, if I'm out and I want to write, a quick prayer for someone, or I get a prayer texted to me, or I read something and I feel like I want to write it down, I can. And then important information, like if I need to grab something really quick to write down, like my eye doctor appointment or the number to my eye doctor's office, etc., I'll grab this and I'll put the contact info in here. And then we put the dreams on there. So these are just some of the ideas. I want to show you my old one, and I did some journaling in this too. That's another thing I didn't write on here. Sometimes I'll be out and I'll want to journal about my day. Like if I'm doing laundry at the laundromat and I'm sitting and waiting in the car, or if Rainey isn't quite off work yet and I have to wait 20 minutes for him to get out of work, if I want to journal, I can do a journal page in here. So, and that's another thing. I like taking stuff with me and decorating this some of the time. So I am putting together a little like on the go journaling kit that I'll probably switch stuff up in, but I'll show that to y'all in another video. But this is my old one. So I started this off, and this is just a journaling card. And I wrote lazy days are for relaxing, reading, writing, crafting, snuggling. And then on the back it says day in the life. And I even said, I'm not sure what to use this journal for. I need to work on my cursive. Find the magnificent in the mundane. So, like, this is when I started writing my cursive. I don't know if it's gotten any better. I think I just kind of have bad handwriting, but that's just me. I even wrote a note on here, self-care today, showered and washed hair. So I wrote a to-do list. I saw today and I read that instead of saying to do. I did some journaling. And then here I wrote a cash envelope budget. And these are the things that, this is when I was just starting to figure out the cash envelope system. And so I was just writing a list out of what I wanted to include and all of that. This I wrote on a separate thing. That's a cursive Z, I think. Because I was having issues with that letter. That's pretty bad that I still don't know if that's really the Z. I think that that's a Z. Oh, sheesh. All right. Here's a, so see my planning here? I planned all this stuff, and then I have my final list on the back. Do you see that? Need to make cash envelopes for all of this. So here I have an ephemera list of stuff that I just, I made a list of that because I was into ephemera at the time. Here's some journaling. I was journaling about finding the Reset Girls Camp Wintercraft. Here's my to-do list. So you guys can see, like, here's crafting supplies that I wanted to get. So, yeah. And here's the washi, what I mean by the washi tape. This was all extra stuff that I had that I didn't end up using, that was just an extra stuff. So I just put it on here because why not? It's gonna either go in the trash or go into my brain dump journal. And then I just made out of old wrapping paper that I wrapped a present with. I think I wrapped something for Rainy and then I used it and put it on like junk mail or something. So there's Aaron's and Ollie, and this is actually a note that I wrote on a separate notepad and I stuck it in here. So you can do that too. Let me see what else I can find. Oh, here we go. I put a scripture. We take every thought captive and make it obey the Messiah. That's 2 Corinthians 10:5. And then here I was talking about getting my tooth pulled. So y'all can kind of see what I use it for. Here's a prep day list that I used. This was actually, the ones you're seeing now aren't for last year. This was actually in 2019. Keep forgetting we're in 2021 already. But here's some more journaling I did, and I'm not going to show you what's on that page because it's kind of personal, but there's journaling on the other side of this, and that's just some scrap paper that I had from some paper I used in another journal. This is funny. This was from a game I was playing called I Love Coffee, which is actually a pretty cute game. I don't know if it's still on the App Store or not, but you basically build your own little coffee shop, and there's a thing where you have to take orders and fulfill the orders, and I just needed a place to like jot down the orders so that I knew what to pick when I went to fulfill them on my game. So I just used the whole page in here instead of like wasting other papers for it. I just wrote on here. So that's another thing you can write. And then here is me planning my block schedule for the first time ever. This is when I made my very first block schedule. So in my morning routine, I had chore time first, then I did leisure time, then afternoon, then I had my evening, then I had bedtime routine. So, and you didn't see the pre-planning of this. I think I rip them out and throw them away, like when I do pre-planning, but maybe I should leave them in there because I did that today with my prayer binder stuff. Like I didn't keep the pre-plan page, so maybe I should keep that instead of throwing it away. I'm pretty sure that I did a pre-plan of this and then wrote it in here. This was for a gut and colon cleanse. Like, I was looking up stuff that was like for a healthy gut cleanse. So I put kombucha, spinach, broccoli, pumpkin seeds, cucumber, pineapple, aloe, apple. So like any lists can go in here. There's my meals for the week. This one's funny. This is from the bank. I looked at this for a couple minutes and I was like, what is this? And I was like, oh, I wrote down what I needed at the bank for my cash envelopes. And it's funny because I asked the lady at the time, because I didn't have my book with me or anything to write on. I said, do you have a piece of paper? And she pulled this piece of paper out of a notebook and ended up giving me that. And it said yes on the back. And so I was like, oh, that's cool. I'll stick that in my brain dump journal. So, but yeah, this was at the bank. See, I needed $20 in quarters, 2 50s, 2 20s, and 2 10s to put in my cash envelopes. So I thought that was kind of funny. That's a to-do and a grocery list. So yeah. So hopefully you guys get the gist of what goes in here. There's another page in here that I want to show you. Hold on. I know that it's in here. Here, I got new pens. I got new pens and I wanted to try them out, and I wrote all the names of the pens. So that's another thing you can do if you have a new set of art supplies like pens or paint or I don't know, charcoals or pastels, wax crayons, whatever you have, gel crayons. You can do like a little, what are they called? Like swatches of the colors so that you can go back and look at them. And I kind of do those in my art journals too, but I do them with the pens in this. So, but yeah, hopefully you guys get the gist. This video is already 20 minutes long, so I'm not trying to take up too much of your time, but yeah, that is what I basically use my my brain dump journal for. And I'm actually going to put this back in here because I think it's cool. So this is my list. I could probably write more on the back and just keep going with that list. This is my pen testing page. And then these are just to-do lists I wrote for the past couple days. And I've been checking stuff off because I haven't really been using my planner yet because I had to film the planner review first. So here's some video ideas that I wrote down. And we can actually cross this off even though I haven't really done it. I'm not finished yet, but we're doing it now. So we can cross that off. And then prayer binder setup. Look forward to that soon, y'all. This is my prayer binder. How I'm going to be setting it up. I'm sure it'll probably change a little bit when I'm doing it. And I'm going to sit this back in here, but these are the sections that I decided on. So you're kind of getting a little sneaky peek. A sneaky peek. I like saying that. And then today I was watching a YouTube video and a lady was reading a devotional and she had this scripture in the devotional, and I was like, that's perfect to use for my silence and rest, or my quiet and rest section of my prayer journal. So I wrote it down. So when I finished showing you like the setup of my my journal, and really I just have this bookmark to show where I'm at in like where the new page is. And actually can probably put that forward so we can see the loved or lovely. So I just put these pages in here, and these were from this Happy Notes. So I stuck those in here. This was from my new pack. And then I have some that were in a pack that had a to-do list, a grid, and then just some thoughts, and then the brilliant idea papers. So I stuck those in here too. And so I put a few of each in each section. I mean, the sections aren't really sections. They're just little dividers to make it look prettier. So I probably don't need all this paper in here, but that's okay. Here's another of that card that I never used. And so I just stuck it back here, but I'm actually going to stick it in the front so that I know that I have it. And I have stickers back there too, which I don't know if I want to stick those in the front, but I'm going to stick this here so that I know that I have it. So yeah, that is my brain dump journal. And I really like this cover. You just slide the happy planner or the happy notes into it, and so I can take this out if I want and just flip it like that and use it, or I can use it how I had it. So yeah, well, I hope this kind of gave you some ideas if you wanted to start a brain dump journal. And it really is useful, and it's better than having, if you're like me and you have a lot of journals and you have more than one planner, but you want just something small to take with you on the go, a brain dump journal is the perfect option, because then you can take everything that's in here and then disperse it into your other journals, notebooks, planners when you get home. So, or like I said earlier, before you do quiet time, before you go to bed, it's really nice to just have something to write stuff out in without having to go to wherever you normally do your planning or whatever in your house, and you can just have it sitting next to your bed. So I hope that this video helped y'all out, and thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think about the brain dump journal, if you have any questions or comments, and I will get back to you. Or you can email me. I'll put my email in the description box below. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Shalom and blessings to y'all. I love y'all, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.